Hey guys, welcome back to Demon Souls. I'm thinking that I'm going to start off doing 5-1 next. Gonna go talk to Sage Frake, although he's not really going to give me any new spells.
I have a proposal for you. Could you bring your demon souls to me? As I determine more about the essence of the soul, I can teach you new magic. A demon soul is no mere amalgamation of lesser souls. You have your wits about you. Surely you understand me? I am fully prepared. Please fetch more demon souls. I can still be patient, my fine magician friend.
You saved Sage Frake, did you not? Then I was right to bend the rules and teach you a few tricks. Nevertheless, I'm grateful to you. Do you see how important selfless acts are in this dreary world?
We're slowly going to be heading towards 25 endurance, both because I'll be able to wear all the armor that I want, and because we'll be able to swing the demon brand 4 times.
Art thou done?
Probably could do with slightly more endurance than that, but that should be good base.
Oh, is that you again? Do you have further gifts to offer? Yes, I see. I certainly cannot force you to do anything. But you must remember this. A demon soul is a source of evil power.
So 5-1 is going to be fairly easy, I would say, by this point. I just have so much health. The first thing we're going to do is kill ourselves in body form, because we are going to want to drop the world tendency in this world. Basically, we're going to complete 5-1, and then we're going to do the Black Phantom in this world, and then leave 5-2 for a while, because I hate that level so much. And I think pretty much universally hated as well. But 5-1 isn't too bad. There's a lot of like winding paths, but it's a relatively short level if you just beeline it to the exit. And these enemies can't really do much damage to me at this point, since, you know, it is kind of tailored for you to be able to go here immediately. Although I would say that this area is probably one of the harder -1 worlds. But your main enemies are just these regular depraved ones. But as you can see, there's a lot of paths to go down. You need to drop down here to get the Morningstar, I believe. Another part of this level is there's a lot of enemies that will try and push you off the edges here, and obviously that's instant death. So try not to get hit by them. There's also some enemies that will inflict plague on you, which is of course just a stronger version of poison. So having the thing I just picked up there, the Widow's Lotus, at least one of them on you, is a good idea. There's also a merchant in this level that should sell you them, I believe. So I'm going to ignore that other path for now and just kind of go this way, because this is just a one-way path with a bunch of items here. I don't think there's anything too special here. We are going to go ahead and get a Blessed Mace +1, which is a very good starting weapon if you're doing any sort of faith build. It's kind of like a free upgrade in the same way the Crescent Falchion is in 4-1. There's also a Ring of Magical Dullness there. That'll basically reduce the amount of magic damage that you take, but you'll do less magic damage. Another annoyance with this level is you can't actually hit the enemies that you know are going to spawn on the ground before they actually stand up, which is a little strange. Because in Dark Souls, if you could see the enemies that are going to ambush you, you could kill them. So I take this path back up. There's actually not that much here, so I probably should have just taken this path to begin with. It's actually kind of pathetic, the amount of damage these enemies do, just because of my soul level and the amount of vitality I have. But that's fine. I'm probably going to do 1-2 after this, because there is a spell I can get after killing the boss at that level that's actually really useful. And I think it makes sense to do that next anyway. The Royal Lotus is for poison, I believe. I don't think any of these enemies can poison you, but the next level, 5-2, is pretty much a giant swamp, spoilers. And it's even worse, because you can't even roll in the swamp. It's like a worse version of Blighttown, it's just horrible. I actually completely skipped the item on the left there. I do come back for it eventually, but yeah, just noting that. There's also these enemies. I think if you kill them close to you, like when that cloud comes out, I think that'll also give you plague. But since the large swords category basically has pretty decent range, I've never actually seen that. There's the Saints set here, and also Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. Also another ambushing enemy. It's not too big a deal. So I think I actually take a detour here after I go down. The merchant is here, but I'm not going to talk to her just yet. Basically, this area has two sort of pathways. The one that we missed earlier. Although it is kind of a bit hidden. It's not immediately obvious you can go down there. And here I pick up that item finally. It's just another soul. But that's fine. Yeah, so on the right here, you see this plank heading out. You can actually drop down here. So you might not see that immediately. There's also a couple more of these guys that will ambush you down here. We're actually going to get a decent amount of Stone of Ephemeral Eyes to the point where I think after we kill the last Black Phantom in World 3, we should be able to be in body form pretty much all of the time after that. And obviously being in body form means you don't need to wear the Cling Ring, and also the fact that you have more HP. Although you will deal less damage, because in soul form you deal more damage. You also are quieter, I believe, so you can sneak up on enemies better with the Thief's Ring. There's the Blessed Mace +1, which is a really good weapon to start out with if you come here initially. I mean, you could probably do a suicide run, just run past everything and go kill that enemy and then take the Blessed Mace. These rat enemies are extremely annoying. One, because they're extremely annoying to hit, and two, because if they hit you once, pretty much, they give you the plague, unless you have like resistance to it, I guess. But the plague lasts like 10 minutes, I think. And it's a pretty decent HP drain.
Won't you buy something? My poor child is hungry. You don't deserve to die. So let me give you some advice. This place is buzzing with pests, fattened on a diet of souls. In order to protect yourself, you must keep a lotus with you. The price of survival can never be too high, can it? Curses, I wasted my breath on you. Did that witch send you to torment me?
Yeah, so it looks like she sells both lotus for poison and plague, so if you are plagued by those rats there, you can quickly buy one and use it. These enemies hit extremely hard. Maybe not the ones in 5-1, but the ones we're going to see in 5-2, they pretty much do a majority of your health bar. And they can be relatively annoying. They like to have pretty good range, so what they do is they catch you when you're rolling. So those enemies are actually quite dangerous. More of these things. I think they're called like ticks or something. I don't know. But yeah, we've pretty much done the majority of the level. It's just killing a few more of these enemies and then we're at the boss gate. There's also a world tendency event where you can get the spear Istarel, but I'm not going to bother doing that. What it does is it basically multiplies your poison and plague resistance by a decent amount. I think it's like by 6 times at the if you get it to +5. But it's more of a faith weapon, so we're not really interested in it. And yeah, that's everything in this level. So there's the boss gate right there. And it's going to be a very, very easy boss. You can use ranged abilities on this boss, but he does pretty much nothing. If you are coming here immediately, I would suggest buffing a weapon with turpentine or black turpentine. But other than that, he kind of puts leeches on you that slowly drain your health. But other than that, he's just kind of like doesn't really do much, and he gives you plenty of time to heal. And he dies in literally 5 hits with this weapon. So yeah. Admittedly, I am coming here like over leveled and far beyond what you should actually go here as. So there's a sneaky little item through here as well. I actually go around looking for another item in this boss room, but I don't know if I just completely missed it or what. It seems like the majority of stuff here is just Crescent Moon grass. So I do spend some time like looking around for an item that I thought I missed. But I don't think I missed anything. Well, I thought it might be higher up or something like that on ledges, but I don't know. I couldn't see anything there, so I just say fuck it and just continue on after that. What we're going to do now is we're going to use some souls in order to get to 25 endurance. And I'm actually using these for once, which I rarely do. I'm not hoarding them. So I use a few. I think I end up having to use quite a few more. I really should assign these to quick items and then you can use them quickly. But since I'm only using some of them for now, I'm just going through the menus manually. I think one more should be enough. Yep. So
Hello again.
I faff about with the materials a bit. I was actually quite overburdened there and I forgot about that because I picked up a lot of stuff from 3-1 and just never put it into storage. So equipping the gauntlets, and we should be fine now. I should be exactly 50%. I will probably need to increase endurance a little bit more, but I think 27 should be a decent amount, really. And the rest is probably just going to go into vitality. So we're going to head back to 5-1. I respawned in again, I uploaded my profile. But we're going to head back to 5-1 to lower the world tendency. The reason why is because there's just a ledge you can fall off and immediately suicide. So I'm going to speed this up a little. So obviously after killing Leechmonger, we got another use of body form, and we're going to suicide 3 more times in order to get World 5 to Pure Black World Tendency. We're only going to do the start part of 5-2 until the Black Phantom area, but it is about halfway into the level, I would say. So after we've done all that, we'll go back to the Nexus, and then we'll check World Tendency. And it looks good. And we can see that now we can swing 4 times. So it seems as though, as long as you have 1 stamina, you can make another attack. So 5-2, my most hated level. It's pretty much universally hated for starting the whole Poison Swamp area, like Blighttown and etc. in future games. But the fact is, you can't even roll in the swamp in this game. And you move at a reduced movement rate. It's just horrible. And you're going to get poisoned very easily. I mean, there's just no help in it really. Unless you have like an absurd amount of faith, I think. And maybe Esterel would help as well, and poison resist. But you're gonna get poisoned, so just accept it. And the enemies here, even the basic ones, because I'm in Pure Black World Tendency, they will take a couple hits. And these weird jelly things as well. Now, Pure Black World Tendency, of course, everything will have more hit points, so after I kill the Black Phantom and return it to, well, I guess it would be -1, things will be a little easier after that. And we won't see one particular Black Phantom that we will on this occasion. So I'm trying to not waste healing items here, but I do have a bunch of Crescent Moon Grass that's actually taking up space. But you'll notice that it's doing pretty much nothing because I'm poisoned. And even then, normally it doesn't do that much anyway. So there's a bunch of enemies on this island here that can be very dangerous. I actually kind of lucked out here, and a couple of the enemies came by themselves over here. But I can't roll at all, so I'm making sure I'm careful with that. If you try to roll, you'll actually do a stuck animation where it takes a few seconds before you can do anything else. But there is a giant depraved one, Black Phantom here, which is an extremely dangerous enemy. If he hits you, I think he'd kill me in 1 hit, so we just need to be extremely careful here. And I'm just trying to be careful with the rolls here, because since there's 2 of them, obviously that makes it a little more dangerous. When it's just this one on its own, it's not too bad. And he has a lot of health as well. He does take some time to bring down. But the nice thing about these guys is you can actually farm them for Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. I actually got a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes from each of these enemies. So I think you can actually farm them for those. But those enemies are just terrible, the Black Phantom ones. We don't really need to go any further in the level now, because we just drop down the other side of this wall that divides the level basically, and the Black Phantom is over here, Selen Vinland. She can be rather annoying because she does like to fight you in the swamp where you can't actually roll. And also she does have anti-magic field that she'll try and cast at the start of the fight, and she'll have a heal that she uses at low HP. So I'm going to do the cheap strategy of using Soul Remains once again. It just makes this a lot easier, because the fact that you can't even move in the swamp, but she can, is just aggravating. So we're going to get a few backstabs in. I actually don't get the last one here, so I do have to chase her down a little bit. But you can also combo her a little bit. She doesn't seem to like rolling out of the R1 combos. Try to get a backstab there, doesn't work out, and you can see I try to roll there and just got stuck. So when she tries and heals, she is a free attacker basically, so you can kind of just whittle her down at that point as long as you keep chasing her down. So after we kill her, we get her sword blind, which goes through block, and our attack rating is now at 432. I go ahead and pick up this item over here, but I think it's a thieves ring, which I already have, so it's just a duplicate of that. And I evacuate out. So I pretty much don't want to be in the swamp for any longer than I have to be. We'll do that level a little bit later, because it is rather difficult and kind of tedious, and pretty lengthy as well. I think at this point we pretty much just dump all our stats into vitality. I am going to need to get magic to 12, I need to remember that at some point, but other than that, that's pretty much all that we care about. I'm not going to bring faith to 16, I think, now thinking about it. So I'm just going to stack vitality for the rest. So that's pretty much where we are now. Next we'll probably be doing 1-2, and then I'll probably start going into World 3 a little more with 3-2. So I'll see you guys next time.
God bless.